Okay, happy Monday. How are we doing? Hope you're good. Welcome to show 438. 438, that's madness. Today we're going to talk about what to do when you feel you aren't progressing. Okay? And I think it's definitely something that most people feel on a day-to-day basis. I think it becomes a day-to-day frustration almost of feeling like you're not progressing. So we're going to deal with that and we're going to manage it so that you can be that high performer who is showing up. So I hope you really had a really good weekend. We had a cracking celebration pretty much all weekend for my daughter's 18th, which was amazing. And now we are set, ready, prepared for the week. So let's get on with the show. Welcome to the Rise to Thrive show. I am your host, James Borman. If you are coming through, please do let me know in the comments. And what I would like you to let me know in the comments is answering this question. Do you feel at times that you're not progressing, and how does it affect you? But just short and sharp. Yes, I feel like at times I'm not progressing and it makes me feel sad, or it makes me feel frustrated, or makes me feel angry. Let me know. Well, let me just sort this out. Cool. All right, so again, before we get into this, I think it's a week tomorrow, we will be emailing everybody on our waiting list for the Elite Movement Seminar, which is happening on November the 25th at Aston Villa Stadium. Early bird tickets to the show. Now, the only place that you will find those early bird tickets to the show and an opportunity to join our VIP section, which is going to be a day's mentoring with me on the Friday before. Okay, it's going to be a really good VIP package. Okay, so the VIP package would be would look like on the Friday, spending the day with me, doing some mentorship work, deep diving into you, and then coming on to the seminar the next day, or just grab it and get an early bird ticket on the Saturday. But you will not find this early bird ticket anywhere else other than that email list, okay? Other than being on that email list for the first 7 days, and then we will put it out to the world at a standard price, okay? If you're not on the list, okay, you won't have that opportunity. The link is on here somewhere up on the copy, so go and check it out, or on the podcast description or YouTube description. Cool. All right, so through day-to-day life, we would get consumed in chaos. Okay? Now, as working professionals, that's what tends to happen, right? We get consumed with our work. We get so ingrained with it. There's curveballs, there's stresses, there's emotions. And what it ends up doing is almost becoming the restriction to your growth. So you want to grow. So progression to you is, I want to feel in more control of my time. I want to feel like I'm accomplishing. I want to feel like I'm in control of my energy and focus. I want to feel like I'm getting noticed at work. I want to feel like my business is moving forward. I want to feel like I look in the mirror and the reflection in the mirror is saying, God damn, he's looking good. Yeah? You want to be able to walk through the door and your wife come up to you and be so in love with you. Okay, you want her to feel like, man, she adores you because of the work that you're putting into the relationship. Okay? You want your kids to be running up to you and going, Dad, I love you, or Dad, come and play with us, or Dad, can you read me a story, or Dad, can you engage with me, right? These are feelings of progression. So I think those are my feelings of progression. Yours might be different. So if you want to share and you want to be active in this process in the show, in the comments, put maybe 2 things that you feel are progression for you. And if you're listening on the podcast or on YouTube, you can put it in the comments as well, okay? Or just drop me an email. But everybody has a different point of view about what progression is. Okay? Everybody has a different point of view about what progression is. This is where I feel it goes very, very wrong. Because we get consumed so much, we don't feel like we're being progressive, because the thing that we feel is progressive is so monumentally huge. And because you're thinking so big, you're missing all of the micro wins, all of the micro elements of progression, all of the 1%ers, all of the marginal gains that you're making. Okay. So, because we're not recognizing that and we're thinking big, we judge or analyze or beat ourselves up compared to that big thing that we're expecting. So like that big progression, that big milestone, that big breakthrough. And because you're not hitting that, you're not seeing the everyday wins that are happening. Most of you might go through today and go, oh, I feel restricted, like I've got the straitjacket on, or I feel like I'm handcuffed to moving forwards, and I feel like I'm not progressing because work's consuming. But actually, you got up this morning and you listened to the show. You did a morning routine. You did and followed through and committed to a routine. So you probably don't even see that progression. You probably maybe been doing that for maybe like 100 shows. Okay. And maybe you didn't recognize it. You might go through that process today of being handcuffed or straitjacketed because you feel like you can't move forwards because work's been all consuming because it's Monday. And you might end up going to the gym tonight, but not see that as a win. You might come home and you might kiss your wife and you might look at her and say, I love you and I really appreciate you. But you might not see that and recognize that because it's not the bigger picture, right? And this is the thing that we've got to quantify, like when we're going through our day and through our life. It's the feeling part, okay? When we look at the headline, it's like, what do you do when you feel you're not progressing? And one of the ways that we can feel like we're progressing or recognizing that is by reviewing and analyzing, reflection, by actually looking at what we're doing, right? I asked some of my students or some of my clients who are in my highest level programs, okay, my high performance accelerator program, and I said to them, write me your strengths and your weaknesses. And most of them don't ever recognize those strengths and weaknesses until they sat down and they consciously thought about, what are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? It's like anything, right? Unless we consciously stop to analyze, reflect, and think about actually what's happening, we are just feeling without any data, right? It's like people taking action. It's like me doing marketing without looking at my data. It's just guesswork. And what you're doing is just being in the moment about how you feel. So because you feel like you're handcuffed and you're in a straitjacket because of work, you feel at that time restricted, so you don't feel like you're progressing. But yet you are. So then you beat yourself up, and then you're hard on yourself, and then you drop your standards, and then the discipline drops, and then the communication and the story and the narrative is the same. You start putting yourself down, it's not positive, it's not driven, there's no self-belief, there's no go. And it's this big spiral. And this happens over days, weeks, months, sometimes years, right? And then you just end up becoming that successful guy or that working professional or that business owner that's trying to strive forwards but constantly beating themselves up over and over again. You know, if I sat down with you over a beer or a coffee and we talked about everything that you've achieved, then man, you probably just turn around and be like, oh my God, I didn't even recognize those wins. Okay. So an exercise that I want you to do, and you can do it or you can not, it's up to you, is before you go to bed tonight, I want you to write down 10 ways that you have progressed in the last 3 months. And you've got the whole day to do it. By writing that down, you're going to start connecting and thinking about the ways that, and it doesn't matter how small the thing is, whether it's you turning off your phone at a certain time so that you can be present at home, whether it's you making more effort in the home, being more present, making maybe making more gyms, maybe having lost £2. That's the other thing, right? I've only lost £1. I've only lost £1. But you must have done work to get started, to start losing that pound. And then you lose another pound, and then you lose another pound, and then you lose, and then before you know, you've lost it 2 stone, and you're feeling really strong about yourself. Okay, even the micro elements, and the smallest of wins. So what I want you to do is I want you to write that list of 10, and then I want you to come back to this post, come back to the Facebook post, and I want you to put in the comments your top 10. And I reckon that about 1 or 2% of you will do that. And the rest of you will just go on with your morning and your day and forget about it. But if you ever want to progress and do the work, you've got to be able to do these PD, personal development tasks, PDTs. Okay, you've got to be able to do these things because what they do is raise your levels of awareness, make you understand, put things into perspective, align yourself with your standards and your discipline so that actually you're showing up and then you're progressing. You doing the list today will make you feel like you're progressing, right? That's why we do courses. That's why I offer courses and programs so that people can come on and actually go through a development scheme or blueprint that makes them feel like, man, I'm progressing, man, I understand all of this, man, I'm actioning stuff, man, I'm accountable, man, I'm around people that are doing the same thing. That's why we do it, right? That's why we invite people to seminars so that you can come in and you can do 7 hours worth of work and feel like you've progressed more in 7 hours than you have done in 3 days. It's the feel part that we've got to connect with, right? That's me. So do your list. Let's see who's going to show up. Appreciate you being here. Have an amazing start to the week. I'll see you Wednesday, 5:30 in the morning, ready to go. Don't forget to get your name on the waiting list, okay? Links up here, go straight to it, get it done if you're not already on there. Have a good day.